Hello and welcome to government class. In today's government class, we'll be looking at some of the achievements or the merits of Macpherson's Constitution of 1951. Macpherson's Constitution effected a complete change on the Central Legislative Council by renaming it the House of Representatives. So it changed what was called the Central Legislative Council in the Richard and Clifford's Constitution to the House of Representatives. The Constitution was drafted by consulting the opinions, the views, the ideas, and the experiences of Nigerians through constitutional conferences, such as the one that were held in Ibadan. So the Constitution was drafted to suit, it was homemade to suit the Nigerian situation. So it was drafted by consulting the opinions, the views, the ideas, and the experiences of Nigerians. The Constitution created bicameral legislature in both the northern and the western region with what we call the House of Assembly and the House of Chiefs. Macpherson's Constitution prepared Nigerian nationalists towards self-government and independence. So, Macpherson's Constitution prepared Nigerians nationalists towards self-government and independence. The Constitution provided room for the development of political parties in the country by giving room for Nigerians to elect their own representatives into the Legislative Council. Of course, there will be need for political parties. So, Macpherson's Constitution equally provided room for the development of political activities and political countries and political parties in the country. The Constitution also prepared room for true federalism by instituting division of political power between the central authority and the regional authority. So, Macpherson's Constitution prepared room for true federalism by dividing the political powers between the central government and the regional authorities. So, the regional authorities had their own regional legislative council, and the central government had its own Central Legislative Council, which was then called the House of Representatives. So it prepared room for true federalism by dividing the powers, the political powers of the central authority and the regional authority. But we can't say it's a totally true federalism. It's more like a quasi-federalism, because the regional authorities or the regional legislative council, they could not make law. They only had the power to discuss on legislation. But the power to make laws for the regions was still vested in the central authority with the House of Representatives. The Constitution also provided more elective representatives and granted more political parties to the three regions than it was in the previous Constitution. More political powers to the three regions than it was in the previous Constitution. So, Macpherson's Constitution provided room for more elective representatives and granted more political powers to the region. So, it provided room for elect more people into the Legislative Council, and it gave more political powers to the three regions than the previous Constitution, that is, the Richard's Constitution, had given the regions. And with this, we've come to the end of this class. In the course of this class, we looked at some of the merits or the achievements of Macpherson's Constitution. In the next class, we'll be looking at some of the demerits of Macpherson's Constitution. And I'll see you at the next class.